I've recently done my 50th hour on tail draggers. So that means I am finally a great tailwheel pilot. Right? Wrong.
Get prop!
In this video, I'm doing an exercise to practice finer control on the rudder and aileron coordination with the main wheels touching the ground at speed. And then I'm also doing full flap landings, which in this type of aircraft is not the standard landing configuration because of its tendency to bounce or porpoise very easily. But before we get to that, a lot of us sometimes tend to think along the lines of when I've got 200, 500 or 1000 flying hours that I will be a great pilot. But that is wrong, and it's where complacency can set in. And complacency in aviation is extremely dangerous. Since I'm now starting to get rather comfortable in the tail dragger, I'm actually more at risk than I was when I just started flying it. Because at this stage it's rather easy to overestimate my own abilities. And that's not only applicable to tailwheel pilots, but all pilots. Does any of these sound familiar to you? I've got 500 flying hours, surely I can best this 20 knots crosswind. Or I've got 1000 hours in my logbook, this 500 feet cloud seeding isn't going to stop me from flying. I hope that does not sound familiar to you. I'm lucky in the fact that I fly for fun. This isn't my job, so I never have to fly. I can always say, no, I don't like the look of those clouds, or nope, that crosswind is more than my personal limit. I've recently decided not to fly because of a crosswind that was just about at my personal limit. I was at an away field, so this meant that I needed to inconvenience somebody to come pick me up by car and take me back the next day so I could fly the plane back. But I still made the decision. You may think that I'm a wuss or that I'm unskilled, and maybe I am, but I'm also alive, and I'd rather be a live wuss than a dead daredevil. Or to say it in a way that sounds a bit more cool, a superior pilot uses his superior judgment to avoid situations which require the use of his superior skill. Okay, let's see what I got up to. Brakes test, go.
Right approach traffic, Charlie India Alpha, right down into runway 09, touch and go.
Right, block traffic India Charlie, rolling runway 09, we'll be staying in the circuit.
Okay, let's go. Full power. Stick forward. Okay, we've got 50, I'm going to ease back slowly. Okay, we're flying. Back on the power a little bit. Below 65.
Traffic Delta Executive now crossing the runway
Start.
09 active.
Okay. So we're on left wheel. Let's go onto the right wheel. Okay, that's all good. Now let's go into the left wheel again. Right wheel. And full power.
Alright, so what I did basically there is an exercise where switching from a left wheel to the right wheel. And I did it pretty poorly there, but it's supposed to be an exercise that increases your skill with the tail dragger. Make sure you always keep going straight. I'm going to try it again. And please don't do that. If you've never done it before, don't do it without your instructor. Ground box traffic in Edge Charlie, final approach, runway 1 on the gravel, touch and go. A bit more, add a bit of power back in. Okay, good. Keep it like that. Keep it like that. Alright, power closed. Okay, I'm giving about half power now.
Right above traffic, following the Alpha, entering and backtracking runway 09.
Okay, lock that up a little bit. That was pretty bad. Flaps up. And just keep that speed at DMMS, no lower. And keep it nicely balanced. Okay, let's do a full stop landing, 3-pointer. Ground for traffic in Angela Charlie, final approach, runway 11 on the gravel, full stop landing. Okay, full flaps.
Right above traffic, Charlie in the Alpha, right hand down into runway 09, touch and go.
Okay, now we'll round out a bit more. Yeah, round out more. Okay. Ground for traffic in Angela Charlie, backtracking on runway 11 on the gravel. Okay, so that was some proper donuts there.
Charlie, Bravo Lima, turning base 09, full stop.
So that was not too bad of a landing. Needs some work. Ground for traffic in Angela Charlie, now rolling runway 11 on the gravel, will be staying in the circuit.
Bravo Lima, okay.
Charlie in the Alpha, turning final to 09, touch and go.
Ground for traffic in Angela Charlie, final approach, runway 1 on the gravel, full stop landing. Full flaps.
Right above traffic, Charlie in the Alpha, on the right downwind to runway 09, touch and go.
Okay, speed is fine. Maybe a bit high. Get that nose up. Oh, good.
And now, as for the question, when will I be a good enough pilot? Never. I will never be a good enough pilot, so best I keep on training.